accuracy by the champ. He does damage.
Under the lights of boxing's grandest stages, few men have carried the aura Terence "Bud" Crawford brings when he steps into the ring.
You know, like everybody say, oh, I'm gonna do this to him, I'm gonna do that to him, or I see a flaw in this, I see a flaw in that. But when you get in front of me, you see a different thing.
He isn't just unbeaten, he is undisputed in 2 different divisions. That alone sets him apart. But it's what happens to the men who dare to face him that defines his legend. So the real story isn't only about what happens during the fight, it's about what Crawford takes from them. Pride, invincibility, and sometimes everything. And that's where this journey begins. Not just inside the ropes, but in the echoes that follow. Because if history tells us anything, it's this. Stepping into the ring with Terence Crawford is more than a fight. It's a crossroads, one that can define a legacy or destroy it. But what exactly happens to fighters before and after they face him? That's the truth we're about to uncover. To understand the gravity of fighting Terence Crawford, you first have to understand who he is in the eyes of boxing. Not just a champion.
Terence Crawford got something inside him, a meanness inside him.
Not just an unbeaten technician.
He had that thing, that bully in him, that dog in him.
But a throwback fighter in a modern era. A man who has held world titles across 3 divisions and carved his name as the first male boxer ever to become undisputed champion in 2. But what makes him terrifying isn't just the belts, it's how he wins. Crawford owns a staggering stoppage rate, finishing 31 of his 40 victories by knockout.
Terence "Bud" Crawford, who said he started fighting as a child because he was scared. Well, he is one of the scariest fighters in the sport.
He switches stances seamlessly, fights with both patience and venom, and adapts like few fighters in history. At his core, he is a problem no one has solved. But who exactly were these men before they stepped into the fire? What aura did they carry? And what did they lose? That's the story we dive into next. Before Amir Khan stepped into the ring with Terence Crawford in April 2019, he carried both history and hope. A former unified world champion, Khan's speed was legendary, his hands among the quickest of his generation. Though he had suffered knockout losses earlier in his career, most famously to Canelo Alvarez in 2016, Khan still represented a dangerous, high-profile opponent, one who could test Crawford's timing and adaptability. For Khan, it was a chance to shock the world, to prove that even after years of ups and downs, his speed could still conquer greatness. But Crawford wasted no time reminding the boxing world who he was.
How would he be best served standing?
In the very first round, he dropped Khan with a blistering counter right hand.
Oh, he scores a knockdown!
The speed that once defined Khan now worked against him, as Crawford timed him perfectly, punishing his lunges with surgical precision. Then came the moment that turned the fight from routine domination into controversy. In the 6th round, Crawford landed a left uppercut.
Yeah, clearly it was a low blow. Ooh.
Khan doubled over in visible pain. But in a stunning twist, Khan's trainer waved it off. Khan said he couldn't continue. Crawford was awarded a TKO victory. The decision sparked debate immediately. Some felt Khan had quit. Others argued that the low blow was severe enough to justify ending the fight. Crawford himself insisted the punch was legal, while Khan maintained it strayed below the belt line. Before meeting Terence Crawford, Kell Brook was no ordinary challenger. He was the former IBF welterweight champion, the man who once dethroned Shawn Porter in 2014 and walked into the ring against Gennady Golovkin without fear. Even after setbacks, Brook still carried the reputation of a slick, powerful technician. a man who believed his timing and jab could neutralize anyone. When Kell Brook faced Crawford in November 2020, the opening rounds looked like a rebirth.
There. Southpaw for a moment.
Brook's jab was sharp, his timing crisp. He actually outlanded Crawford early, snapping his head back and even edging the scorecards. For a moment, it seemed the former champion had found a way back to glory. But then came round 4. Crawford switched southpaw, adjusted distance, and in one blinding counter right hook, he erased everything.
Right hand. And the champ gets to him.
Brook staggered, glassy-eyed, as if the ring had tilted beneath him.
Do we have 28 right here?
This fight is also
Thundering in. Look at Crawford. Vicious attack to close it.
Crawford swarmed and the referee stepped in.
Terence Crawford is one of the best finishers in the game.
Just like that, Brook's comeback ended in under 10 minutes. Shawn Porter promised it would be different.
He ain't knocking out 147-pound Showtime Shawn Porter.
The iron-chinned bulldog who had a relentless engine of pressure, known for breaking wills.
He doesn't seem to want to knock anybody out, he just wants to beat you up.
By the time he signed for Crawford in 2021, Porter had faced the very best. Keith Thurman, Errol Spence Jr., Danny Garcia, and his reputation was cemented as one of the toughest welterweights of his era. For Porter, Crawford wasn't just another payday. It was the final mountain to climb, a chance to add the one name missing from his resume.
Can Porter pull it off, or will this be Crawford's statement night? We find out right now. We are underway for the...
As we thought he would.
The usual welterweight output. With that relentless aggression that he's known for.
The crowd roared each time Porter bullied inside. But then round 10 came. Crawford, calm as ever, found the openings.
28, and there is the knockdown.
A vicious left uppercut sent Porter reeling. Seconds later, another clean shot dropped him again.
Combination! Beautiful work by Crawford.
Well, you see Crawford doing what he does best, finish. He got that right hook in there, not a shot he really landed thus far up into this.
His father, seeing the storm that was about to break, threw in the towel.
Father says it's over!
Against Crawford, he didn't just lose.
I'm announcing my retirement right now.
He retired that very night. But the world waited for the true test. Errol Spence Jr., undefeated, a unified champion.
You got the 3 belts. What's next?
Everybody know who I want next. I want Terence Crawford next.
A super fight years in the making. For years, Spence carried the aura of an unstoppable force, seen as one of boxing's pound-for-pound best.
Grab it again, son. Grab it again. Grab it again.
July 29th, 2023.
He's just one of a kind.
Absolutely, and you know, when you talk about
Crawford, the ring welterweight title and become...
From the opening bell, Spence charged forward, but Crawford's timing was surgical.
To the head and the body, and there's a combination!
In round 2, a counter right hook floored Spence for the first time in his career. Each round after, Crawford dissected him. Sharp counters, pinpoint jabs, punishing combinations. By the 7th, Spence looked broken, dropped twice more, fighting on instinct. The referee waved it off in the 9th.
And the counter, right hook, the left, the right, Errol Spence on inline skates, and the referee has intervened. Mamma mia!
For the first time, Spence was not just beaten, he was dismantled. Spence himself hinted at moving up in weight, searching for reinvention. But no matter where he goes, his first defeat and the manner of it will follow him forever. So what does it mean to share the ring with Terence Crawford? For some, it meant the final chapter of their career. For others, it meant losing the aura they had built for years. Before him, opponents walk in with titles, momentum, and belief. After him, they leave with doubt, scars, or silence. But there's one matchup that boxing fans can't stop talking about. Terence Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez. It's the dream fight that dominates debates everywhere. Crawford, undefeated and undisputed in 2 divisions, the man who dismantles champions with surgical precision. Canelo, Mexico's icon, the face of boxing for more than a decade, a 4-division world champion who unified super middleweight and dared to chase glory up to light heavyweight. The clash feels bigger than belts. It's styles, nations, and legacies colliding. Fans ask, can Crawford carry his greatness into Canelo's weight class, or will Canelo's size and strength prove unbreakable? That's why anticipation runs so high. A Crawford victory would push him into the realm of all-time immortals. A Canelo triumph would silence critics and remind the world why he is boxing's king. The world is waiting. One contract, one night, and history could be made. Crawford versus Canelo, the fight every fan is looking forward to.